Well, here we are. You, me, and good old Buddha. I thought, not only did Pluto go direct today, station direct at 1 degrees Aquarius, we have Venus going into Libra. So that's a trine. And, you know, it's not like we'll be seeing whatever I pull cards for quickly. You know, Pluto is very slow moving. But I thought it would still be fun to get some cards and predictions for the energy. Michael Schultz and I did a Me versus We podcast, which is available through Mutual Reception Astrology, both on his Substack and his Facebook page. So we've been talking about the energies of the futuristic, trip that humanity might go down, because this is essentially killing what we thought we knew about what it means to be human in a lot of ways. A lot of things are being changed. Human rights are changing. Expression isn't neutral anymore. Expression is part of being an Aquarius energy. So we have this like sense of rebellion against the status quo, truth coming out that was even more truthier than we expected. The light's being shown at us in ways that we don't like. So there's so much to unpack. But if you want to listen to that in depth, Michael Schultz and I have unpacked that in both of our Me versus We episodes. So I can't, it looks like I might not be able to see comments if I am getting any. So let me see here. I always should keep a second device on hand. Okay, cool. I'll just keep my volume down. All is good. So if anybody wants to say something, I'll be able to see it. That being said, I truly believe, especially with the Uranus and Gemini as well, that's an air trine, grand trine, I believe, with all three of those air signs being activated. Our mind is going through updates. Our software is getting updated. So how are we supposed to know where we're headed without some sort of glance into the past? And our glances into the past are probably a lot more traumatized than we want to admit. And so we're getting bad information because I think we're headed somewhere where we've never been before. And so our past can't inform the present and or future. So we do truly have to maintain this Zen sense of business, full-bodied embodiment, presence, this constant tuning in and checking in with our higher selves, making sure that our integrity is staying pure. Anyway, I'll say my card prayer. Spirit of angels, truth, love, light, and benevolent darkness, please guide my words, thoughts, and actions to be in accordance with whatever you need to have come out of my mouth today. Please help me be fully present and open, present and open to the messages that need to come through me, regardless of the length of time that it might take to unfold. Give me the presence of spirit to step away and be safe. Give me protection while I deliver these messages, and go ahead and take my energy, my ego, and set it to the side during the duration of the reading so I can deliver messages as clearly and concisely as need be. I only want the the energies that represent our highest good to be in this circle, and any energies that don't want us to find out the truth or contribute to lies or confusion, they're not allowed in this circle. Oh my goodness. What a time for your nose to start itching. Thank you for giving me this gift to be present with my clients and the people that need me. Help me to continue to be on the right path and delivering the right messages when and where they need to be delivered in good faith. Thank you. So let's see what messages we can get for this collective. Facebook. And if I repost this to YouTube, let it cover for the YouTube collective as well. This is for Pluto. Pluto in Aquarius. I've always likened this to the humans versus Cylon wars in Battlestar Galactica. I've always really felt that we're redefining what consciousness is, what humanity's role is, what AI's role is in our lives, what we consider to be a humanoid. We're going to be learning a lot more about all of that, and even more about how humans themselves work. I think we're going to start appreciating autism in a new way. It's not just these Tylenol jokes. We're understanding a more or less of, this is not the best word to use, but it's a mutation. Adaptation is more of what I was thinking yesterday, because they talk about the survival of the fittest, right? And what is that other than the ability to adapt under pressure? So what is evolving really, other than, it's not brawn, because that's brittle. It's the ability to be mutable. Aquarians aren't necessarily mutable, but they sure are true to their inner guidance, and that doesn't always look stable to the outside. Being part Uranian, part Saturnian. Oh, I dropped a card. Okay. So we're going to do some oracle cards. The underlying energies for Pluto and Aquarius. What are the themes that we need to know about for the first, I want to say, first decan, because it'll be a long time before we get out of the first decan of Pluto and Aquarius. What are our more immediate lessons? Get as personal as possible. Make this feel as individual, and make me be able to tune in to people personally as need be. Give me symbols and signs and smells and flavors and songs if you can. Thank you. Karmic relationship for the first card. Feeling, I used to be obsessed with drawing winged hearts. So I just think that's interesting. Karmic relationship, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. We'll keep going. As we go, these cards will start to make more sense. But most of the Aquarian energy that I've ever come in contact with hasn't been the ascended kind. I'll say I've met a lot of Aquarians that are closer to the codependent side, and therefore they don't have a lot of emotional ability to let go and love somebody at the same time. They get into this real deep pattern of identity with a person, just the ones I've met, and it can be very difficult for them to find themselves. Their individuality changes. So I would say, you know, maybe we're learning a little bit more about what true partnership looks like up close with society. Our friend network could be affected. Our coworkers are ruled by Aquarius as well. I just pulled the grief card. There is fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you, along with grief, being in pain, and finding the deeper connection to the self, sorrow, mourning, and loss. These are really heavy emotions to be processing. So I would say collectively, humanity is being in a grief stage. We're sensing these resentments build up and feeling this grief for a reason. Because for so long we've been denying these human emotions, these angers, these individual grievances have been being pushed to the side in favor for the greater good. And a lot of people in the last, like Pluto and Capricorn cycle, for example, feeling overlooked. So we have this karmic relationship card and this grief card to look at. So what are we really holding on to when we hold on to things that don't fit? Pretend like it's your thin pair of jeans and you've gained, 50 to 100 pounds, and you keep your thin pair of jeans just in case you lose weight again. But it gives you a lot of grief to hold on to them at the same time. What's the reasons why we're holding on to these things? It's fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Do we actually get the thing that we want by holding on to the grief? Does that actually bring us closer? Or does that constantly remind us of the lack? How many cards do you want for Pluto and Aquarius? We'll do 5. Okay, we just really need to decide what our true motives are. There's a sense of identity with the pain. Like, it's a cycle that we're used to. We're used to sort of getting stabbed in the back and having... Okay, so this is what I said about having the past inform the future. So So we have 10 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. Start right out the gate. Like, we're so used to defending, stretching a dollar. We're so used to getting bad news every day. We're so used to the worst of the worst coming out. And we're tired. Here's the thing, that we're being told that there is a oxymoron afoot. There's a way to choose to look at things. This is the same energy. Just a different perspective. Do you see what I'm saying? What are we so afraid of losing? Do we actually have to fight to keep it, or do we just have to embrace it? There's this sense of being done with fighting against things. Fighting against the letting go of control, perhaps, or what we thought we knew, the finances, the control of treading water, being in survival mode all the time. This collective is getting an uptake, but we have to really, really choose this switch. Mindset switch. We can't expect to change our minds and be able to see the path. She's looking back. She's not. Perceptually, this is kind of like Lot's wife. When the city is burning behind them, do you really, 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 really want to dwell on that, or dwell on the abundance? Because we have the exact same energy here. We just need to look at it a certain way, make a choice. And sometimes that blindfold has to fall over your eyes to actually make things make sense, because we're needing to use extrasensory perceptions during Pluto Aquarius for the first decade. That's what this reading time frame is for. We have karmic relationship. First card out. So this is like realizing the things that we were in karmic relationship with, not just people, but soul contract lessons, things that weren't meant to stick around, that were just meant to get you further and closer to your truth. Now we're having grief because we're seeing these things fall away. We have fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. So we're getting the idea that we can't control things or people or circumstances. In pain, finding healing and deeper connection to the self, the more we really understand that our perception colors everything, we start to see that we don't have to be defensive, we don't have to hold on, and we don't have to dwell on quite literally getting bad news every day. Yeah, I'm not trying to say get into a Pollyanna thing. I'm saying, yeah, the groceries are high. Yes, the bills are high. Yes, the taxes are high. Yes, it's hard. But there is a switch to flip in your mind. And it may or may not make sense right now. But this is the direction. The only sacrifice you have to do is acting like you can see your own pathway. And not looking at other people's pathway to judge yourself by. There's a lot of focus involved here. And a lot of saying, I don't know, because the only way you can actually know something is by looking backwards. And that is the karmic turnover. We're going towards a new era. The first that shall be last, and the last shall be first. So you can concentrate on being a loser now, or the amount of stuff that you've lost. That's an option, but why would you want to do that if you're able to build something else that never, ever, ever understood or had before in your life. I'd rather have a big surprise. At first, I reach for joy and all else follows. Once you consciously identify your current state of emotion, it becomes easier for you to understand whether you are choosing thoughts that move you closer to your desired destination or farther from your desired destination. If you make the improved feeling or emotion your real destination, then anything and everything you want will quickly follow. That was card 59. It's kind of fucked because you think you're gaslighting yourself by putting yourself outside of your current reality and feeling like that's the bypass. But the bypass is concentrating on things as they have been. So that's the perceptual shift. First, I reach for joy, and then all else follows. Do you remember the song Dawning of, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius? My voice is cracking. Sympathy, understanding, trust. There's all these positive qualities that they're talking about for the age of Aquarius. Innovation is one of them, yes. So why would you spend time? Something that Michael Jordan said, and he's an Aquarius. This is a good way to put it. He's a big, big, big Aquarius. He said, somebody asked him about worrying about missing a shot for a particular game. And he said, why would I worry about shots that I haven't taken yet? That's what you need to adapt to really ride out this Aquarian energy. Like, why would you let anything trigger you? It's fleeting. Turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go and loving you. That is, you're the person to love and turning around and loving, and that's bringing this in. Like I said, you're giving up the ability to predict anything but being in the now. So presence is the way through this. The only way Michael Jordan was because he had a great team. As an Aquarian, he needed a community to be what he was. So as long as you're focusing on your community and your perceptions, working on your mindset, everything else has to fall away. And there's going to be grief about letting that go. So we're going to get this shook out of us whether or not we want it to be. This is a lesson we're all going to get taught. We're going to go through some grief cycles, and it will end as soon as we realize what we need to realize. Owning this. This will end the torture, the perceptual torture. I don't hate this. Again, I've said this recently, and it's that moment in Fight Club where Tyler Durden kisses Jack's hand and tells him not to disassociate. Aquarian energy is going to disassociate. So it keeps you here, so radically present here and now. And then Tyler Durden pours on the vinegar. It can't be water. It can't be what you expect to be the cure. It has to be bitter. It has to be harsh and smelly to solve things. So you have to get to this point where you're just fed up with defending the lack mentality. And you're like, you know what? I'd rather be delusional and see myself as being able to get whatever the fuck I want, because this old pattern, I mean, it's really just a game. for Pluto and Aquarius. We're going to get the shit beat out of us. Pain-wise. That's a warning. We're going to feel bird box. That's a warning. But it's kind of a good thing. Let's do one more card. What happens after the Two of Swords? Actually, I'll do two more cards. What happens after the Two of Swords? Page of Swords, Judgment. Cool. We start to play with this shit again. Get more playful with it. And this is a reckoning. This is a huge wake-up call. This is finally having the aha, eureka, epiphany that makes all of this make sense. We get a lifetime calling spiritually, assignment, pulling us out of this death. This is good news. Death-defying. So, quite literally, like, whoever's want to watch this, this is great news, but there's a perception shift. You can't buy into the depression anymore unless you want to continue to have more of it. Stop looking backward. Be here now. Be here now. Let go of that shit. Let go of the triggers. Let go of the resentments. Give up thinking you can predict based on the past. Playfulness, joy, a new way to use the internet. Playful banter, new speech, flirting with the world. Gaining wisdom from God, angels, something that pulls you out of the spiral you thought you were in, which was grief. A new jolt of awakening. I'm really excited about this Judgment card. Okay, cool. So, knowledge. I know is the Aquarian motto. All I'm getting is that what you know grows. Your perception of what you think you know is growing. You will have growing pains. And you'll love yourself or die about it. You'll focus on the abundance in life or you'll die on that hill. But I think you're going to switch into perception, being really plugged in with your presence. I said that word so much during this reading, but human presence is the only thing AI can't duplicate. True vulnerability, true authenticity, truly being authentic. That is the medicine. We have, like I said at the beginning, karmic relationship of grief. Authenticity is going to be wrapped up in that final ending Judgment card. So it sucks for a while for the first decan of Pluto and Aquarius. But only because you're stubborn as a human being and don't want to let go of shit that's outdated. Like, you have to upgrade your operating system. You'll be fine. Hi, Lilia. Nice to see you. I'm almost done with this. I just was popping on to do a little thingy thing. For fun. I get, monetized on Facebook now, so I'm going to be doing more of these. Anyway, hope you guys watch this replay later. Aquarius is not going to be sweet. It's going to help you once. It's going to help you once. It's going to give you a hand up once. It's a humanitarian, but it doesn't do repeat savings. So keep that in mind. You will have to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, as they say. And that is going to be a knowing that you open up to. I stand by all my tarot readings. If you want to ever schedule one, go to my website, Suigenerisregenerate, or through Instagram. I have a stand store, links everywhere, so come find me. Love you guys.